Hi, ask me about lesbians.
She is sewn on my chain until I'm mad. Willow.
They're calling me the white American Sara? I'm Sara.
Welcome to Gay Friends Chainsaw Dog Sanctuary podcast.
We got some dogs, we got some chainsaws, and we give them a lovely home.
Yeah, we put them in a house.
On the internet.
On the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Today we are doing episode 5 and 6.
Yes, episode 5 and 6 of the anime.
The anime.
The anime.
The animal.
The animal.
I wanted to suggest maybe we start with just like a quick bullet point rundown of the events that happened in the episode, and then go back and like talk through the elements, just so that we're not like beholden to making sure we get every structure, the whole structure of everything.
Yeah, that worked.
So we open where we left last time with Denji on the precipice of world's first boob grab, and it's not really all that he hoped that it would live up to. He complains about this to Makima, who then inflicts a Category 5 grooming moment upon him and basically says, if you kill the gun devil, we can fuck, and also here's what the gun devil is, and tells us about the gun devil, which was a very, very scary devil that caused a ridiculous amount of casualties when it emerged for 17 seconds, if I'm not
depending
mistaken.
on the location. I actually meant to get the manga panel where it lists all of that, but I didn't, so sorry.
But like millions dead. But there are chunks of the gun devil that they are using to find other chunks that they have built into. They coalesce into one big chunk, and then they use that bigger chunk to find out where other chunks of the gun devil are. And this leads them to a hotel where they are like, all right, where we get a little bit more about Kobeni and Arai and Himeno, and they get trapped in there on the 8th floor, the forever 8th floor, and they are stuck there forever. And that's how the show all ends.
That's it. They live
trapped in
hotel forever. Take it from me.
They're stuck in Hinamizawa. They're stuck in Hinamizawa in 1973 for the rest of their lives. So we open with
So Denji touch a boob.
Denji touch a breast pad.
Oh man. Like, I really do like that for, just like the breast pad reveal, because it's like, oh yeah, she trans. There we go.
Yeah.
It's also, I think it's really funny that she, like, plays it up
For real.
for experience. Yeah. Like, he's like gripping on him, and she's like, oh, it's so good.
It's so funny.
God. No.
And then, like, she really lays into it for the first one, and then the next two are just like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Very awkward to watch, actually.
This is just where all of the this is really awkward to watch moments start just filing in.
Yep.
Yeah. I know we already said this, but I love that my notes say Power is the first cis trans femme from breast pad. But just kidding, Power isn't cis. Power is a woman the same way that Angelwoman is, in that they're not.
Yeah.
Power doesn't know what gender is, the same way that Power doesn't know what sex is.
doesn't know what gender is.
God.
Yeah, so she's like, that was super, and that was really great. You should feel great about that, and you don't have to do anything about that anymore, so I'll just be your bestie forever. Okay, bye!
Yeah, and then there's just like a fucking power-shaped cloud of dust behind her.
Yeah, he jumps up from the floor to her shoulder to go to bed.
Yeah. And then, like, we just get, like, he's just making the same fucking face for the next, like 15 or so seconds across different scenes. He's, like, walking somewhere with Power, and he's just making, like, a completely, like,
Yeah, Denji has an existential, like, a full-on existential crisis for the next 24 hours straight.
It's like that sometimes. It's like that.
I mean, you built it. You build everything up for a singular goal, and you get that, and it's not as good as you wanted it to be. What do?
Die.
You just go fucking catatonic for 24 hours straight.
Honestly, like, he's probably squeezed other things, thinking about it, building it up for so long, and it's just flesh. It's just flesh. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah, Power gives him a chop in the head in the middle of the street.
Yeah, it's very cute.
Yeah.
She also shouts, "Shut
Yeah, he gets to the office to do some paperwork because you have to fill out a ton of paperwork if you kill a devil.
Oh, wait. I have a note here that says, "Burger, love burger. Please, Denji, eat burger soon. It's better than titty touch." This was not a comment on the episode. We were just having burgers at the time.
We were having burgers at the time. I was eating a fat, tasty burger, and we just go into I'm in the middle of my delicious meal, and we go into the scene of Denji doing paperwork, and I'm just like, yeah, okay. And, Makima's like, oh, it sucks that you have to do this, even though you killed a devil. It feels like you're being punished. And he's not, reacting at all. She's like, are you good? He's like, I touched a boob and it sucked.
Yeah.
And then the worst scene in the entire universe happens for 5 solid minutes, and I'm just sitting there like, God. I was eating.
Yeah, and he looks so young in this scene too, thanks to the lighting and the camera perspective tends to be a little bit above his sight line, so he just, in terms of perspective,
Makima spends this entire scene looming above him as well, and it's there are a couple of things to say. One, Fujimoto is a huge fucking pervert for hands. I noticed this when I reread this chapter in the manga too. I cannot think of the last time I have seen hands animated like this. I don't want to say sensually, but I don't know, maybe intimately. Yeah. I don't know. There's just Fujimoto put their pussy into drawing those hands, and Mappa put their pussy into animating them as well.
Yeah.
Second of all, I think it's part of it definitely Denji just being stunned at what's happening, but also I found it very interesting. The first thing that Denji does of his own volition, he power guides his hands, moves his arms, everything, even guides his hand up to her tit for a squeeze them. And the first thing that he does of his own volition is throw himself away from.
I love that you said power instead of Makima. But he hurls himself down onto the floor and is having a panic attack basically.
Yep. And Makima hits the Slav squad over him.
They have an almost kiss, and then she's like, I need you to do me a really big challenge. Can you do that? He's like, yeah.
Yeah. Refers to himself in third person.
Yeah, she's like, the Gun Devil. Here are the details about the Gun Devil, and if you kill him, I'll give you whatever you want. And he's like, whatever you want? And she's like, yup, and whatever I want. And he refers to himself in the third person. He's like, so that means if Denji kills the Gun Devil, Makima's gonna give him whatever he wants. He says this twice, and it's just like...
Yes. He also tries to say it a third time. He tries to say sex. The subtitles at least.
Yes.
He tries to say sex, but he get set.
Yeah,
and then Makima cuts him off, and it's like the Gun Devil. The Gun Devil is a very powerful and fucked up
She's
guy.
Like, I meant anything. That's also the way it is in the manga as well. I exactly, pretty much word for word. And. He's like, that's a lot. Are you okay with writing me a blank check like that? This is what he says in the manga. In the anime, it's different and more, is this allowed?
Yeah.
Which is a really interesting difference to me. And she's like, yeah, it's okay because he's so scary and powerful. But if you kill him, you got it. And he's like, okay, so I'm just going to beat him up and it's going to be a piece of cake. It makes a peace sign.
The peace sign, yeah. It's so cute.
You're just a baby. You're just a little guy.
This is when we get the backstory of the Gun Devil, which is that, gun crime was at an all-time high, and then all of a sudden, 9/1 happened.
9/1? Yeah, there's one. There's only one.
That tower ate its twin again.
The Twin Tower singular.
Yeah.
Twin Tower, you get one.
You only get one.
No, the first time we watched this, I was so shocked by the scene with Makima, and then the immediate pivot to this touching story.
Yeah, the emotional whiplash over to Aki's thing is okay.
I didn't even. I forgot to take notes during the first watch through because oh my god, what a switch!
Yeah. So we see a little baby Aki. They don't identify it as Aki immediately, but it's baby Aki, and we meet his family, his parents and his brother, and his brother's like, I want to go outside and play with Aki, and they go outside and they have a snowball fight, and it's
totally
very cute.
Normal snowball fight that makes me feel normal things. Yeah.
Yeah. And Aki's brother is like, "Oh, my hands are getting cold." And Aki's like, "Well, go fucking get your gloves. If you get cold, if you catch cold from this, I'm gonna get in trouble."
Like,
and he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna go get my gloves." And then as soon as he walks back into the house explodes.
is obliterated. Yeah. From there, it just cuts to Makima explaining that after that, it just vanished off the face of the earth, and they haven't been able to find it. What happens in the manga is after that, there is a death toll, including places that were hit and how long they were hit for. It was I believe it hit Japan for 5 seconds and 50-something million people died. It hit the United States for a couple of minutes. It hit Hawaii specifically for a couple seconds and 400 people died. All of that laid out. And it's just, I was wondering how they were going to do it. I'm because that's a really jarring amount of information that I don't know how they're going to translate into animation, and the answer was they didn't.
They didn't.
Yeah.
But
a lot of people died, and it was in a very short amount of time.
The pages on the desk, the papers that Denji was signing, I think they switched those for papers on news articles and printouts on the Gun Devil and what happened. Or did she just have those to the side?
She probably had them ready to go. She was ready to have this conversation today.
Yeah, she really was.
She just had to distract him from having an existential crisis about boobs not being very good.
God.
Yeah.
But boobs are more fun if you're sexually groomed by the other person.
I guess.
Yeah, so the whole thing with we have the little Tetris block of Gun Devil bullets that fell off of its body because it just moves so fucking fast, and they
got the fucking dick vein on them.
Oh God, don't. And latched, they magnetize together. So if you have a big enough piece, you can find other pieces. And then we segue into Aki slicing open the
beautiful match cut.
Tuna Devil.
Yes, we get this beautiful match, great match cut of Makima holding up a piece of the Gun Devil to Aki, match cut, Aki holding up a piece of the Gun Devil that he just retrieved from the Tuna Devil, and it's a Bloodborne moment. They're just him and Himeno are in the fishing.
Yeah, they're just sitting on. Yeah. He's got little spider legs, and it's just.
Do you think that's a reference to Junji Ito did the thing with the shark, right?
Yeah, Gyo. It's almost definitely a reference to Gyo because it has the legs situation. It's just a big tuna.
Yeah.
And Himeno's oh, that explains why it's so strong, because this is such a shitty devil normally.
It is a shitty devil normally.
And Himeno's did it eat that, or did someone feed it that? And Aki's just don't care, didn't ask.
Because having...
Don't care, didn't ask, we're going to Hotel Morin.
But yeah, if you have a piece of the Gun Devil in your brain, or you eat it, it makes you stronger.
I do wonder, though, if the more they assemble the Gun Devil pieces, are they going to actually accidentally assemble and summon the Gun Devil in full?
Interesting theory.
Putting those together. Just, something to think about.
That's crazy. Anyway, yeah, so we're all walking up because there's apparently somebody, there was a devil sighting, and the Gun Devil piece is reacting in this hotel. And other civilian devil hunters have gone missing trying to go in there, or not gone missing, they died. All of the people who were staying in the hotel are missing / unknown status.
Whoops.
I'm not plot holing here, but I am just kind of curious. In what condition were the civilians found dead? Were the civilian devil hunters found dead?
I want to know. I want to know how they recovered the bodies. I would love to know. It doesn't matter, but I just want to know.
Plans within plans.
Plans within plans. It's all connected. Denji and Power are being little shitheads like normal, and Aki's I thought I told you to be nice, and they were we don't respect you, and you're shitty. We're not gonna. No. We don't need to follow the rules. And he's and if I give you a little Scooby snack, if I give you a little demon treat,
would you like some gum brand gum?
1 stick of gum per person. And they're Aki-senpai.
Aki-senpai.
I like the little cutaway to Denji and Power being like, man, Aki's fucking pissed off today. I wonder if that prank we did this morning went too far. And Aki's like, you call that a fucking prank?
I'm gonna fucking kill you!
It's fucking Aki's spaghetti incident from Calvin and Hobbes.
I
want to know what they did. I want to know what they did so fucking bad.
Oh my god. Okay, so classic prank: cellophane over a toilet. Let's see, water bucket balanced on top of the door.
It was probably water bucket on the door, but that also is like innocuous enough that
cinder block on top of door.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, cinder block. Yeah.
Because
the old cinder block on top of door trick gets them every time. There's a little bit of Himeno. We get some more stuff about Himeno Arai and Kobeni here.
Yeah. Mostly that Himeno is kind of a really weird handsy creep sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, she's like hanging all over Kobeni. She's like, if you kill this devil because you're not motivated anymore because you're going to kiss Makimo when you kill the gun devil, which, by the way, that's Aki's whole thing, so it's really, really ballsy of you to say you're going to do that in front of him. But she's like, if you kill this one, I'm going to give you a kiss on the cheek. And Denji's like, no.
No.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh, he's being a little bit more polite. I'm glad he's, like, focused and, not just going after everyone.
And then Himeno says ... with tongue, and Denji does fucking like text every hour. Woo!
Yeah, his noises.
Yeah,
we cut to like him like storming through the halls of the hotel, like just like mouth. He looks like whenever Hiromura Arakawa draws Ed Elric, like with like the weird like teardrop face and the alligator teeth and the smarmy smile. Like that's what he looks like.
Yeah, he's just fucking strutting through the hallway. Arai is pissed off because he seems to have a crush on Himeno because she trained him for 6 months.
He says I'm after a way bigger goal than you are, and like, bro, you are Arai. Do you think Himeno will let you hit? You're not even goofy.
No, Khan won't even let you hit. We find that out later.
You're not silly. You're not goofy. Like, what are you bringing to the table here, my guy?
What are your skills? Yeah. This is all happening, and they're having a little boy fight, and Arai pins Denji to the wall of the hallway. And is like, no. And Himeno and Aki are like, so what are their skills? And Himeno's like, well, Arai's alright. Kobeni's a weird little freak, but she has moves.
Yeah, it's basically the opposite of each other. Arai's not very competent, but he makes up for it with motivation, and Kobeni is kind of scared shitless constantly, but she's actually when she actually puts pedal to metal, she's actually pretty good at this shit.
Like, man, just getting to know these characters, I have this feeling that a lot of people are going to die. It's Chainsaw Man. A lot of people are going to die.
It's Chainsaw Man. A lot of people are going to die.
Yeah, we're introduced to the fact that a lot of people can die extremely fucking quickly this episode. So that's a very fair assumption to make.
Yeah. I think Arai out of this group is going to be the one that dies first. I think he's going to die suddenly and without really doing much.
Crazy.
Yeah. Just based on his character type. I don't know.
And this is this when we get the little flashback? Yeah, this is we get like the flashback where Himeno is remembering the day that like she met Aki, where she's like mourning at she's like her arms in a sling, her like face is bandaged up,
yeah.
And
this is when she lost her eye.
And Suda Kenjiro shows up and is like, "Hello, I'm Suda Kenjiro. Here's your new buddy. Goodbye." And walks off straight until next season.
Bye. I think it's really funny that they actually show him because they don't show his face in the manga. So it's like, oh hi, all right, you're here.
Yeah,
I'm sure he's never going to come up again. It's fine.
Yeah, no.
They could only afford one line from Sudaken, so.
He's busy. He's busy being Nanami.
I really liked the graveyard. I really liked the lighting in there.
Yeah, some of the imagery they use for this also is just...
Yeah, it's really good. Himeno is also going to die. It's going to be very, very tragic. But she's got a couple devils in her still, I think, at this point.
Crazy.
That's crazy. Damn.
Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, she's like, you will be my sixth buddy. All of my other buddies have died because they were fucking useless. Because she is having a, like, terminal PTSD moment.
Yeah.
And she's like, don't fucking die and just be useful. And he's like, cool, I'm like 17.
Cool, I'm little baby boy. How old is Himeno? I've never really been able to get a beat on her age.
I have no fucking
I
idea.
feel like she's in her mid to late 20s. I don't think
that
she's...
seems right.
Yeah.
I think late is strong. I would say she's like maybe 26 at best.
Yeah, like, I wouldn't put her past, like, 27, 28.
Yeah.
Assuming she has a good skincare routine.
She does not. She treats her body like shit.
Okay, then she's probably, like, 23 or something at this point.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. She's not... Yeah, she very much is, if this was, like, in a high school AU, she's like third or fourth year, very cool, you know. She's the sporty, the one, like...
I love that you describe her as sporty.
She has a little bit of a sporty vibe.
Okay.
She's got some pep in her step.
I guess. I just don't see her as being very active.
That character type. It's the character type rather than what she actually is doing. She is a sporty character type.
Okay.
Peppy.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, like a new weird little guy appears.
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh shit, something's coming," and then the weirdest little guy imaginable rolls out of a door.
It's like if you took Rayman's body away and then just like made all of his body parts, all his remaining body parts fuse into one thing.
It's just a weird human head on feet.
On 2 feet and a hand, maybe.
I don't think there's a hand.
There is a hand on the side of the face.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. This is a beautiful cinematic parallel to the only good scene in Berserk, where they're down in the depths of hell, and there's like all kinds of fucked up demons and shit. And there.
You are a Berserk. I did not know you were a Berserk hater.
I love Berserk.
Okay, you said the one good scene in Berserk, and I was like, I feel like there's more than that. Okay.
Anyway, so they're walking around in like the pits of hell, and like there's all these fucking demons, and it's terrible, and there's like flesh horror, and they're all hanging out. And to quote a very good Tumblr post about this specific subject, Shirku's the little witch goes like, "Everybody shut the fuck up," and points and is like, "What the fuck is that?" And it's just a nose. A big nose with some eyes on some feet.
God.
Hell yeah. What else do you need? Like, really?
It's just a fucked up, freaky little guy.
It's just a Mr. Potato Head, really.
More or less. But yeah, this guy jumps at Kobani and she freaks the fuck out. Himeno shows off her cool ghost powers, which is she contracted out her right eye to get the right arm of the ghost devil.
I really want to see that scene, actually. I want to see her with blood gushing out of her eye socket, making a contract.
Something that I noticed this time that I've never noticed when I've read... Because, like, I've only read all the way through Chainsaw Man once, but I've read the first at least, like, 20 or so chapters. I'd say I've read those, like, 4 or 5 times. Because I stall out. I tend to stall out when I reread things. This just happens.
Yeah.
But I didn't notice until this time that in the flashback scene where Himeno's at the graveyard and Aki is like, "Hello, I'm baby, I'm 17, I'm your buddy now." In that scene, you can see that, like, Himeno has, like, both, like, bandaging on that part of her face, but also, like, that eye hole, like, being covered with, like, a medical, like, patch plus some tape over it, in addition to the bandage wrap that she's got going on.
Yeah.
Which, to me, is at least implying that she made that contract with the Gun Devil, like, somehow during
Ghost
whatever
Devil.
Killed her last buddy.
Yeah.
Ghost Devil, not Gun Devil.
Yeah,
God,
that is kind of the implication there, and probably, like, at some point within the encounter, like the arm that she uses, because it is her right arm that's all fucked up and in a sling.
That's true.
Probably something happened with that.
Normal.
Yeah.
Normal.
I bet it was epic.
I bet it was epic.
I really want to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she grabs this fucked up little guy, and Power does Power.
The battle commences!
And smashes him in half.
Power says, "Welcome to Summoner's Rift."
Shut the fuck up. Yeah, it just literally just splats this guy in half, and they're like, "Does he have a gun piece?" And they're like, "No." And they're like, "Well, that was weird. Let's just keep going, I guess."
They get a nice little splat of Danganronpa blood on the wall.
Yeah, devil blood is purple, as we've established.
And Power's like, haha, it was frozen in the air by the sheer force of my strength. And Jimena's like, no, that was me. No, I did that.
Yeah, the way she cuts in on that is, like, so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Like, no, I did that, though.
Yeah,
I did that. You're not fucking taking credit for that one. And then they start walking up to the next floor, and Power's like, hey, what would you do if I just fucking killed Kobani right now? And Jimeno sends out Ghost Arm and is like, I would do this, I think, and starts choking Power. And Ghost Devil Arm got dick veins also. Power's like, oh fuck, I can't touch this thing. Oh, I'm getting choked out. This sucks. And Jimeno drops it and is like, okay, let's not do that though. If we're friendly, it works better.
Yeah, let's all get along.
Oh, that would be.
It's way better to be besties with your coworkers than worsties.
It's true.
She's right.
She is.
Yeah. Oh god, the Ghost Devil thing is really cool. I'm very excited to find out its limitations. Like, obviously, I think range and line of sight are going to be limitations there, but I'm sure there's like a third something there that will mess her up at some point.
Perhaps.
The next scene's pretty much like the end of the episode, but before we get to that, I just want to talk about, in the background of this next scene, we just hear, like, Denji and Power talking about cooking and eating Kobeni, which is just very... I'm assuming they're talking about...
it's about Himeno. Power's like, I should eat her, and Denji's like, no, you can't eat her, I'm supposed to get a kiss.
Yes, and then Power's like, I bet she wouldn't even taste good.
Yeah, she's like, well, maybe I can't eat her raw, she'd be gross, and Denji's like, that sounds really gross, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, then
that's what a dental dam's for.
Yeah, exactly. Arai goes up the stairs further ahead of everybody. How does it work? It's like he goes up. He
notices like, wait, didn't we just come from the 8th floor up to the 9th? But this is the 8th floor, and then he tries to go up another floor, and as soon as
he tries to go down first.
Yes, yeah. He tries to go down and then shows up at the top of the
stairs. Yeah, and then with the episode, I was just like zooming in on Kobani and being like, huh.
Yeah.
Isn't she flashing the peace signs? Or
nope, not yet.
That's not till the start of the next episode.
She does double peace next episode.
Yeah. She's freaking out though.
Yeah, she's freaking out. We get the ending though.
It's a Kobeni ED. Arai and Himeno are there also, but it's the Kobeni ED.
Yeah.
Normal amount of horses.
Normal amount of horses. I love the optical illusion stuff. It immediately clicked. Like, okay, we're doing this. We're doing a loop. Either the floor itself is the devil, or the hotel is the devil. The number 8 turned on its side is an infinite symbol. So.
Crazy.
Yeah,
wow.
That's wild.
That's how that works.
And
Ash was yelling at me a little bit last night because I only just realized that.
Yeah. She was like, I, the math person, just now realized that if you turn the number 8 on its side, it's the infinity symbol.
Listen,
like,
I know. Well, okay. First of all, if you turn the number 8 on the side and you get the infinity symbol, you are drawing your 8s in a fucked up way. Not in a super fucked up way, but in a mildly fucked up way.
I guess.
Yeah.
I was going to contest that, but then I turned to time.is and I see that their 8 is drawn with the top part being significantly smaller than the bottom part. So, I guess I draw them of equal size because I have a disease. So,
I just.
But second of all, I am very. Listen, of course, you turn 8 sideways. It's like, oh hey, it kind of looks like infinity. I did not put together that the Eternity Devil 8th floor. This also made the disappearance of Haruhi Suzumiya click into place a little bit for me also, because there's the Endless 8.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I never watched that one, so I'm like, I don't spend too much time thinking about that, but, like, that did, like, put something else back into place when that fell in.
Yeah.
I think the Infinity Devil should have done more shit about numbers.
I think
You
think there should have been more math?
Yeah.
I think we'll encounter the math devil at some point.
Oh, we absolutely will. Incredibly powerful, just terrible. We'll also encounter the wet sock devil.
I really like the interpretation of the gun devil as the famous horse with machine guns taped to its hooves.
Yeah, I really like that. Like, I do hope the gun devil is a horse.
A fucked up horse with guns taped to it.
I mean, there is also probably a horse devil for real.
It's got bandoliers all over it.
Yeah.
It's just galloping through without a care in the world, slaughtering every second.
I mean, it goes fast.
They go fast.
It go fast. What faster than a horse?
There's some things that are faster than horses.
Like what? Bullets?
A car.
Dogs?
No.
I don't know.
2 horses?
The humble cheetah.
The humble cheetah. No, I think a bullet is faster than a car, but not faster than a horse. I think horses can go very
think horses can go faster than a speeding bullet?
I think if someone tried to shoot me, I would simply get in my car and go 80 to 90 miles per hour, and I would easily drive away from the bullet before it ever made contact with me.
That's why the part of Yakuza where you have to be in a car chase and shoot everybody who's chasing you is so hard.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they could just go too fast and outrun the bullets.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man.
Well, no. If you're in a car going about the same speed, then it negates their ability to outrun the bullet.
That's true. That's it. That is also.
It pushed the bullet forward.
It pushed the bullet.
That's how
forward.
Slipstream works.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. But episode 6.
Episode 6. So we have everybody is in the stairwell freaking out. We continue to investigate the 8th floor. All of the rooms are looped back, etc. Denji takes a fat nap about it.
Mm-hmm.
When Himeno wakes him up later. Everybody is kind of in a very bad way.
They're all experiencing various mental illness.
Various states of freak out, except for Power, who's fine and actually thriving because this is the whole devil thing. We talk about Aki and Himeno's smoking habit. We get a flashback, and then there's a big flesh pile. Flesh pile says, "I want to eat Denji. You can either feed him to me alive, or one of you can kill him and give him to me. But that's what I want. And if you do that, I will let you out of here alive." Among Us moment.
Among Us.
They have a little Among Us fight about it. Fucking Aki brings up something important. Himeno says, if you have to use your important sword, we will kill Denji instead. Power eats all of the food, so we really have an Among Us moment.
Yep.
Aki gets stabbed, and Denji jumps on in.
Yep, and he says, "All right, I can in fact do this shit on concrete.
I can do this shit on concrete."
He says, he says fucking Usher. He does like the fucking Usher. Watch me. I just like how small Kobani looks.
She is so tiny. She looks minuscule in like every shot that she's in, and I don't. You do get that sense in the manga, but I don't think it ever really registered to me until seeing her in motion.
9.
When they're like investigating like the extent to which the eternity travels, so like they obviously can't go up and down stairs and be like, okay, what about like into a room and through a window? Mm-hmm. But then it turns out that there's rooms on the other side of the window. There is like, I wouldn't have even fucking thought about this if they hadn't started doing it. But like the way that they investigate the room, the closure of the rooms is like. We get like this front-facing camera of Aki. Like Aki's like, okay. Aki like tells me, okay, hey, stand there for a second. I'm going to walk into this room. We get like this like camera looking at Aki as he's like walking into the room, like the camera, like, you know, traces back and like follows him. And I was kind of hoping that we would get like the full sequence of him like walking through this room, climbing through the window, all from like the shot of this camera, and then like he comes out the door and then is at Kobeni's back, and just like all. But like that would have been an expensive shot, and I would again I would not have thought about it if they had not like started it like that. But I was like, oh shit, are they going to do something really cool about this? But they did.
Yeah, I think if they did like a tracking shot on that would have been really cool.
That would have been great. They tried to get out through the ceiling as well. That's a no-go.
Yeah, all of the windows just loop back around to the rooms on the other side of the hall. So, you know, they have a little.
Floor 8 is a group.
Floor 8 is I don't know.
It's a mathematical group.
I don't know what that means. So they have a little meeting in the bedroom, like, okay, well, nothing works. What are we gonna do? And Kobeni's like, we're all gonna fucking die.
Yeah. There's a really in this episode specifically. I think that this there's just a handful of really cool things that they do in like this show is very good at like framing, and I mean that in two senses of the words. I mean it in like both like compositionally framing. Like in the last episode, I think there was a really cool shot of like from like Makima's back, and like her arm is like just resting against her waist, and like, you know, it's making a little triangle, and like we see Denji entirely through that lens. I think that's just a cool shot. But I also think there's some cool things that they do where they like do things that like make it look like the border of a manga panel. Like there was a shot in here that I'm particularly thinking of where like it is like through it is like it looks as though the camera's on the other side of like one of the room's windows.
Yes,
but it is like angled ever so slightly, so that, like, you can see part of the window border at like the edge of the screen of like your television or whatever you're watching it on.
Yeah,
and I just think that's cool.
It's very neat.
Yeah, like part of the framing shots, there are some shots from the ceiling as well. I'm not sure if they've happened already, but that whole thing, like, it made me feel like they were being watched very much. Yeah. Which, excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. Love that. It really bestows a sense of dread, too. Yeah. Like, I really like the music at this point as well.
Yes, I wanted to make a note about the music too, because it has like that sort of like it's a very looping sort of track with a little bit of variation in it, but I think it really matches the vibe and like the scenario extremely well.
Feels like a murder mystery to me. Like,
yes.
Yeah.
Not a lot of events happened in this episode because it is a very focused and like dense sort of episode.
I think something that they do really. I think there's another thing they do that is I think is really cool. That is like I feel like I spent a lot of time on this podcast talking about, like, you know, the adaptation of. You know, you can never have a perfectly one-to-one adaptation of a manga to an anime because it's just different mediums. You can do your best. I think that, like, something that they did in this, which I'm pretty sure wasn't in the manga, I'm not 100%, but, like, if it was in the manga, it would have been really weird. It's just, like, there is an omnipresent, like, ticking clock sound effect at all times whenever they are in any room. Yeah. And this comes up later because Aki mentions, these clocks are all stuck at 8:8. These clocks are all stuck at 8:18. They haven't moved. The time might be frozen, but I just think it's just very cool. Like, you couldn't really do that in the manga without, like, it being extremely, like, omnipresent and a little bit also annoying for the mangaka to keep having to add, like, you know, onomatopoeia for the ticking of the clock.
Well, they have, like, a stamp for that. That's what assistants are for. They have, like, a little stencil. They're like, okay, here's another tick noise. But I did just look at it, and I'm 99% sure the sound effect is not there in the manga. So, yeah, that is a different...
A of all, I think it's very cool. B of all,
cool.
And either of y'all ever play Antichamber?
No, but I have the strangest feeling of deja vu right now.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Okay.
I don't know why.
All right. Time.is is moving, so we're not trapped in an infinity loop.
We're not trapped in an infinity dimension, so that's good. Antichamber is just a really, I think it's like one of my favorite games of all time. Came out in like 2012. It's a game that's just entirely like, people call it, people I think made a lot of comparisons to Portal in that it's really just in that it's like there's some kind of, they both have like problem solve. You have to solve puzzles, and you have a gun that does not shoot bullets. In that game it shoots like blocks that you have to like build, like pathways or like put block doors or like a whole bunch of other stuff. I can't go into it without going super duper long about it. But it also plays a lot with like non-Euclidean space, like these things like will loop back on themselves. Like you will walk down a hallway and you'll turn around and where you came from is not there anymore. It's a completely different hallway than the one you just came down. Like a whole bunch of just really cool shit in that. And there is this like at the center of the fucking weird void space in which Antechamber takes place, there is this room with a ticking grandfather clock in it. And I think one of the most interesting experiences of that game was like setting off in some new direction and like making progress and being like, oh fuck, okay, where am I going? What is this? And then I turn a corner or like I walk through a door and all of a sudden very distantly I just hear the ticking of that clock and I realize, fuck, I am back in that central room again. And I think about that game a lot.
Yeah, that sounds like a good game.
Yeah.
It's really good. I cannot recommend it enough. I think how much is it on Steam? I'm telling all of our listeners to go play Antechamber.
It's probably like $10. I feel like it was on sale recently.
It's still $20? God damn.
Okay.
Damn.
You know what? You fucking Alexander Bruce, get your money.
Anyways, Denji tucked in and comfy.
Yeah, Denji tucked in and comfy. Kobeni is freaking the fuck out. She's like, we're all gonna fucking die. We're gonna die here. Like, I can't believe this. I didn't even want to be a devil hunter in the first place. And Arai is like, didn't you do this to send your brother through college? She's like, my parents made me so that my brother could go to college. My only choice was this or sex work. I'm like, that's really interesting.
Yeah, that's...
What?
Oh man, it wasn't really down to that.
I'm like, why?
I feel
why
like
is it down to that?
Because she catastrophizes.
Do you just not have any other marketable skills other than killing real good and?
No, could you imagine her in McDonald's? She would die.
Yeah, that's so crazy. I couldn't imagine her in McDonald's. If she went into a fast food situation, everything would probably blow up.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, but she probably makes enough as a devil hunter that she could take a night course or something.
Oh yeah, you make fucking sick money and have like crazy benefits.
There's nothing stopping her, really, except for herself, and that's like... I think that might be something that comes into her character later.
I think that I am a person... I have anxieties, but I'm far less debilitatingly anxious than Kobeni is.
Yeah, you're not quite as wet and pathetic.
Yeah.
Oh, she's so wet and pathetic.
We'll talk about it later.
Working at McDonald's for a month I was fucking... Like, I had like multiple panic attacks on the job. I would have like fucking... like stress hallucinations of the sounds of like the burger fryers being done.
Oh
like
my God.
It was.
Yeah.
I think McDonald's would literally. I think working 2 shifts at McDonald's would literally physically kill her.
No, I worked for at restaurants for like 2-3 years, and like still whenever we're out and I hear the skip the dishes notification, because it's always the same notification in every single restaurant when it's like, hey, there's an order coming in. It just makes my hackles rise. Oh God, it's skip.
I think I will say that any other food service is vastly different than the experience of working at McDonald's specifically.
It's true.
Because I did pizza delivery for 2 years, but I would not put myself on the same level as someone who has been in the trenches of McDonald's.
No, like...
If you have stories about McDonald's, hit our mentions. We want to hear about them.
We would love to hear your McDonald's story.
Anyway,
McDonald's demon, food service demon.
Yeah, food service demon.
They're just like kind of debriefing in the hotel room, and Denji is like, "Oh, I wonder if the devil that Power killed had anything to do with it." And Power's like, "Oh, you made me do that."
This episode makes me so happy because I forgot how fun it is when Power is on. Yeah. All the time, and she is 100% all the time. Right?
All the time, forever.
We have not gotten to what is, in my opinion, Power's greatest lie, which will come in... We won't see it this season.
No.
It will be a while. I think it's like in chapter 35, 40 maybe. Maybe later.
Yeah, so with Kobeni freaking out, Power is like eating her fear, and Himeno's like... Baby girl, little baby, you can't freak out because the devils really like it and they eat it.
Yeah, so don't be scared. And Cometti's like, but it's really
It does not help. This does not help whatsoever. Power is like busting a fucking gut laughing at Cometti.
Yeah. I really love Cometti because, like, I think with anything that involves, like, epic people beating the shit out of otherworldly forces, I think that a lot of people watching will just be like, oh my god, I bet I could do this.
She's
like, I
just
don't know.
like
no.
me, for real,
No.
for real.
Like,
But yeah, she's just like 99% of people who like, oh, this sucks.
Yeah, we'll talk more about her later because one of our questions is specifically about how wet and pathetic she is.
Yeah. But yeah. Cometti said happy autistic girl Autumn. Watch me break down.
oh my god.
Yeah. Then she's like, well, if time is frozen and no help is coming, I'm gonna take a fat nap. Because these beds are really nice, and it's not like we're doing anything else. Just wake me up if we find the devil, and I'll go kill it.
He's right to do this. He's right to do this. Like, damn, it's only been like, what, a couple months since he was living in a shack?
A week.
A week.
I think, because that devil was like yesterday here, and that was like 2 days into him doing his thing.
Yeah, so he's still like... He's getting used to this
He's
situation.
getting used to it. He hasn't had a steak. When Power mentioned steak earlier, he's like, I want to try a steak.
He's gotta eat a steak. He's gotta eat a burger. Aki, what are you doing?
Aki makes nice home-cooked meals that are nutritious and balanced.
So good. Like the little shot of it last episode.
Yeah.
The little broccoli, 2 eggs.
Yeah, they had a nice little meal with like a miso on the side, and Power knocked his over, and everybody got really mad at her. But yeah, so Denji takes a fat nap, and we just cut to Himeno waking him up, and he's like, "Okay, did you do it?" And she's like, "Nope."
Nope.
But here's the situation.
Yeah, like fucking if you, like leaving your Sims for a month and then coming back and all right, okay, so this family, their house burned down. Everyone of this family is dead except for the 6-year-old. Like, I never played The Sims. Do these things happen in The Sims? Okay, cool.
Well,
not a month. Willow has walked away from the computer for 5 minutes and come back to like an entire vampire family having walked out into the sunlight except for their like 5-year-old child who had to go into foster care, which means Willow cannot interact with them again because you don't get to control them until they're an adult.
Yep. It's fine.
Incredible.
A lot of shit can happen in The Sims. A lot of shit happens here. Aki's doing work.
Yeah, he is not letting himself rest because he just wants to fucking find this devil. Arai was trying to help, but then he had a panic attack and just curled up in a blanket.
Nobody tried to drink toilet water, so Himeno had to knock her out.
Why? I need to know the thought process there. Like, there are regular faucets that you could drink from. Why the toilet water?
Himeno also, like, at this time is like, we also found, like, some snacks and drinks that the previous guests must have left behind. So we have snacks and drinks. Kobani just decided that, oh god, everything's gone to shit. I have to drink toilet water right now immediately.
She's so weird.
She's a baby girl. Something is so wrong with you on a deep level.
Yeah.
And Himeno's like, well, probably the most concerning thing is Power. And Denji's like, what? What happened to Power? And Power's laying in the bed next to him. She's like, nothing's happening, so I decided I'm going to win the Nobel Prize and take over the world.
And I'm going to implement 100% sales tax.
Yeah. And Denji's like, oh no, she's always like this.
Yeah,
and Himeno's like, oh, okay.
Standard fare. Yep.
Yeah. She's normal. She's thriving.
She's doing great.
Yeah. I'm so excited to see Power actually run for office and wear a power suit. I think she would look great in shoulder pads. I think it would really work for her.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is this when we get the flashback to Himeno peer pressure moments?
Yes. So they go check on Kobani and Arai because Himeno was like, I can't go to the bathroom if I'm watching them by myself because something is going to happen if I leave the room. So can you guys just come, like, help me? So they're all sitting in one of the loop windows, like, watching them, and Himeno is smoking.
Yes.
And Power is like, it's really boring that you're not freaked out about this. And Himeno's like, well, I have a nicotine addiction, so as long as I'm smoking, I'm fine. This is my last cigarette, though. And she pulls out her pack, and then she's like, oh, that's the same brand that Aki smokes. And she's like, yeah, I know, because I peer pressured him into smoking.
I love that she's a bad influence on him.
We get a flashback, and she's like, hey, little freak, do you smoke? And they're on like a balcony or something, and he's like, no, I don't. It's bad for you.
It's bad for your bones.
Yeah, it'll rot your bones. It's bad for you. And she's like, okay, well, you probably joined up to kill the gun devil, because that's what everybody who is kind of a little freak signs up for. So you don't have much longer to live anyway, so you can probably smoke. It's good. It's like good socially. He's like, I don't want to make friends. She's like,
too bad.
Fine.
Like, oh, you're gonna kill the gun devil. She said something that was cut from the manga, that was cut when they adapted it. There was something that she said about Aki that she could just tell that he wanted to kill the gun devil about, but I can't remember what it was. There was something that really made me laugh when I read this chapter.
It's everybody who joins with a chip on their shoulder is here to kill the gun devil, because only public safety has access to gun devil pieces.
Yeah, I could have sworn. Maybe I'm just misremembering. I could have sworn she said something about like his like fucking being broody and having black hair.
I don't think that was in the manga. I did just reread the chapter yesterday, but I don't have it in front of me, so I could not say.
So she did not say, oh, you little fucking Sasuke wannabe, you just want to kill the gun devil.
I think she did in her heart.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then she's just like, oh yeah, you should have a cigarette, and he's like, no.
And then they cut to them like just chilling and probably doing some grocery shopping, and Himeno gets hit, and Aki's like, why did that person just hit you? And she's like, oh, this happens a lot because all of my buddies fucking died. Their family and partners come and take it out on me. It kind of really fucking sucks.
The way they cut to the shot was very good, because you just get the audio, and then you don't actually see the slap, you just see her head turn.
Yeah.
It's different from because in the manga there's like a whole like build up to that, because like Himeno and Aki are like walking around in public, and Aki and Himeno's like, oh hey, Himeno like notices her approaching and tells Aki to hang back a bit. And
she tells him to like go do something else for a minute.
Yeah. Go make yourself busy, and then this whole scene happens. But I like them doing it like this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It adapts better.
Though I do think that lead up does kind of balance Aki's actions afterwards ever so slightly. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah, it does.
Like, of him being like her clearly wanting him to like hang back and not get involved in this, and then him running off and sticking some gum on the gum brand gum on that woman's skirt.
Yeah, because that is what he does. He's like, give me a second, and he just walks off, and then he comes back and he's like, I put gum on her, and she's not gonna notice.
It's so childish and petty.
He is probably like 17 years old at the time, so it makes sense. But it's so sweet. Something that I noticed that I find really interesting is just like a small discrepancy between the manga and the anime, in that like the anime is just like, well, you shouldn't let people treat you like that, so I put some gum on her and she's not going to notice, and it's going to be really funny, and too bad for her. But in the manga it's like, she shouldn't have done that for you, so eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, I put some gum on her clothes. And I'm like...
And it's the funniest fucking thing in the world with Himeno. She just busts out laughing.
Yeah, she busts out laughing.
Sorry, my next note is just, I love Himeno. She has so many problems.
She has so many fucking problems. They're out having dinner, probably after a job, and she's like, oh yeah, like my mentor said that devils aren't like scared of, and they kind of think you're a joke if you're like really serious about it, and like really driven, but they are really scared of people who are batshit fucking insane.
Yeah.
And I think you're gonna do fine because you seem to be batshit fucking insane. And Aki's like, are you insulting me? I'm gonna eat your food.
Yeah.
And she was like, by the way, smoke a cigarette. And he's like, I don't want to. And she's like, please. And he's like, fine, this is the only one that I'll ever smoke. And then it cuts to him coming in the room like, hey, Himeno, do you have any more cigarettes? And she's like, this is the last one, sorry.
I mean, like...
He says fuck, well, let me get some of that. And she just, like, takes the last puff and passes it to him.
Yeah.
Puts it in his mouth.
Really is how people get into smoking, because, like, the first cigarette I ever had I was given it by this cute girl in high school when I was around Aki's age at the time. And it's like that. It's like that. It's like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes a cute girl gives you a cigarette and you're like, fine, okay.
Yeah. My note here says, I'm so glad I already smoke weed, because if I didn't, I would probably start smoking cigarettes because of Himeno and or Aki.
It is worth mentioning that, like, it's not like, like, she was like, smoke the cigarette. She, like, fairly implied to have been whittling him down about smoking a single cigarette for, like, the whole time that they've known each other.
Yeah.
Up until that point. Don't smoke, kids.
Yeah,
it's bad for you.
Don't smoke.
Don't do that.
You can have some weed, but don't get into nicotine. It's real bad for you.
It's real bad. Sometimes for people it only takes one, but don't do it. So don't do it.
Yep.
Just don't do it.
Not even once.
Not even once.
Yeah, Aki is now addicted to cigarettes, and yeah, he takes the last of Himeno's cigarette. Denji's like, that's an indirect kiss, it's not fair. He's like, hey, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it's so good.
Just be fucking
Whenever
normal.
Whenever Aki just fully no-sells anything Denji or Power says, it's just so delightful.
Yeah, just be normal, Denji. God. It's just a cigarette. I did want to mention that I love it when Denji was waking up that he is an ugly sleeper.
Yeah, he drools in his sleep. He's just
his
like
eyes
me
are
for real.
open.
His eyes are open.
Just,
You always talk about how you sleep with your eyes open sometimes, and you're like, look out, if you see me with my eyes open and I don't seem awake, it's because my eyes are open sometimes when I sleep, and I've quite literally never seen that happen.
This apparently used to be like a constant thing when I was dating a particular ex. I'm glad my eyes are mostly closed most of the time now.
90% of the time. 99%. I've never seen it happen.
Yeah.
We have had a whole conversation while you have apparently not been awake.
Oh. Yep.
But I was like, hey, you remember when I said this? And you were like, what?
I mean, that also...
But your eyes were closed during that conversation, which is crucial.
Okay.
Anyway, Denji sleeps with his eyes open and drools while he sleeps.
He's so ugly.
Yeah, but then like, Aki comes in and is like, okay, give me that cigarette. Okay, cool, I'm gonna take a hit. Okay, so there's some fucked up shit happening. There's Tetsuo from Akira is in the building.
Akira from Akira is in this building. Tetsuo from Tetsuo the Iron Man is in this building.
That's Denji.
But yeah, he's like, remember that tiny little fucked up guy? He's big now.
Yeah.
He's big and alive.
God, I love a flesh power angle. I really do. Like, every time I debone chicken, I'm like, Akira. Yeah.
But yeah, we go see our fucked up flesh wall.
Yeah, and it's like, I am the Eternity Devil. You need to kill. Did you know that integers and even integers are both infinite?
Yeah, this is it. This is the episode where you get to talk about math.
I'm going to stop at that.
Okay.
Listen, I did not internalize as much of real analysis as I would like to talk about infinity as much as I would like.
Okay.
Is pi truly infinite, do you think, or does it eventually end?
It's an irrational number. It doesn't end. There's so many irrational numbers that just don't end. Just go on forever. I mean, I've not seen any proof of it, but I'm like, as in, I have not seen a written up proof as to 100% this is definitely a never ending number. But I would believe that there is a proof. Let me just go proof that pi is infinite. Let's find this.
This is why math is scary. Very, very excited to meet the math devil. Less we already have.
Yeah, the Infinity Devil is actually the Math Devil. It's just pulling a double shift.
Yeah.
Kobani is actually the Math Devil.
Oh.
That's real.
Yeah.
Okay. Here is the irrationality of pi on Wikipedia. Let's see.
No.
Oh no, you're gonna get trapped in there.
Okay, listen. Okay. Assume pi terminates. That means that there is some final digit of pi. Then there exists some natural number n such that pi times 10 to the nth power is equal to p for some natural number p, meaning that there's, it ends. that implies that pi is equal to p divided by 10 to the nth power. Since p is a natural number and 10 to the n is also a natural number, by definition, p over 10 to the n is rational. However, since pi is irrational, p over 10 to the n is irrational as well. This is a contradiction, meaning that our assumption that pi ends is false.
Okay.
I'm quoting someone on Quora, so no 100% guarantee, but that sounds about standard. That sounds about right.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
The Eternity Devil's like, ooh, and the Eternity Devil, ooh, numbers go on forever, and they go to negative forever. Ooh.
Oh my god, you whipped out more infinity facts.
Yeah, more. I'm sorry, I'm done with infinity facts. I promise.
No, you're not. Listen to your heart. No, you're not.
Yeah, I will never be done with infinity facts. Just like not unlike infinity. There is never an end. Will never have an end of infinity facts. It's like poetry. It rhymes.
It's Sarah secretly the math devil.
Sarah's the math devil, yeah.
Sarah,
I'm the math devil, yeah.
Wow.
Eternity Devil's like, yeah, just feed that kid to me. Kill him or just toss him into me whole and alive. I don't really give a shit. I just want to eat him. And then they're like, we're gonna attack you actually. And Himeno tries to use Ghost Devil hand on him, and it's like, ooh, ow, that hurts. But then it gets bigger.
Yeah, it makes it get bigger.
Yeah.
Ghost Devil hand just basically scoops some little chunks out of him a lot and rapidly.
Yeah. Oh man, I do love that though. I do love that split seconds where you get the outline of the hand before it scoops.
Oh wait! It's got a little like Sukuna mouth on the hand. That's right. It's taking little chomps. It's not just like scooping. It's taking little chomps.
It is taking little chomps.
Yeah.
Hungry.
Our sister anime Jujutsu Kaisen also has mouth hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then they have an Among Us meeting.
They do have. Well, yeah, they have an Among Us meeting because Kobeni fucking walks out of like one of the hotel rooms. She's like she's the fucking white American Psycho with the big fucking Patrick Bateman knife. And she's like, we should kill Denji.
and then they knock her out again.
Yeah, that knife was in the last ending as well. So
yeah,
yay.
Himeno really likes knocking her unconscious.
I really wonder where she got that knife in the hotel.
I don't know. It's in there somewhere. Maybe she had it on her.
I hope she had it on her.
Later events will show. We see her with that knife at some point later.
Yeah.
Pretty soon after this, if I'm not mistaken. I just reread those chapters last night.
Very soon after. Yeah. She keeps that motherfucking thing on her.
Yeah, and then she charges at Denji and tries to take him down, and then Aki just kicks the knife out of her hand, and it thuds into the wall right next to Power, and
who is just standing there chilling.
I feel like this has happened on missions before. This seemed like the non-reaction of everyone was
Kobeni and Arai are brand fucking new. This is pretty much their first rodeo.
Mm-hmm.
But he's been training for 6 months.
Well, he's been training for 6 months, but they gotta.
Well, they were also at the tail end of Bat Devil, which is granted they didn't do too much, but I imagine they would not have deployed if they had.
Yeah, they probably have some experience of teamwork, but considering that this is Denji and Power's first introduction into the team. And this is an extremely high-stress situation. I do not think that this is something that has happened before. However, because Aki and Himeno have been at it for a while longer, it makes sense that they have better crisis management skills.
That's true. That is awesome.
Which are beat the shit out of your teammate before she stabs another one.
Well,
right, just fucking elbow to the solar plexus. Just Kobeni sobbing, falling to the ground.
Arai's no, I agree. We should kill that guy.
Yeah, and Denji's like, he won't even let you go if you do kill me. And Himeno's like, no, actually he would. He said contract. That's very important. If you make a contract with a devil, if a human makes a contract with a devil, you have to uphold it, and if you don't, you die.
Yeah, whoever fails to uphold their side of the contract dies immediately.
Yep. And Arai shuffles out in in fucking blanky mode. He's looking like fucking Aizawa Shota here, and is like, no, we should definitely kill that guy. And Himeno's like, I'm not taking orders from a guy going blanky mode.
But yeah, no, they're Like, Denji and Himeno and Aki are just, like, chilling, and Himeno and Aki are trying to strategize. And Aki's like, well, okay, I can't use Con. The way that this comes up is really interesting, because, you know, Denji's like, can you just use Fox Devil? And Aki's like, tries to do Con and is like, nope, doesn't work. I don't think you can get in here because of the time loop. And Himeno's like, oh yeah, because its body's in Kyoto, right? And I'm like, how is that relevant to the situation at hand?
Nothing external can enter.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. It's like it would be like the same reason that, like, you know, you can't make a cell phone call or something.
Well, yeah.
Cut off from the outside world. Anything that's not there.
Yeah, okay. Like, as in it would be an external factor, not like... Okay. That makes more... I don't know why that didn't click with me. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Fox Devil has Wi-Fi. We've seen this before. Wi-Fi don't work. No, nothing comes in or out. Yeah, so...
Is your Fox Devil Bluetooth equipped? Or is that, like, an add-on that you can purchase?
It is...
For
the low price of some of your skin or possibly a limb, you could get Bluetooth on your Fox.
That's not bad.
It'll take for the price of 1 or 2 ribs.
Yeah, so Con doesn't work, and Aki's like, well, I can use my cool sword that I carry around all the time and have never unsheathed, probably to get us out of here. And Himeno's like, actually, no, the fuck you absolutely cannot.
I love the way they did this, because,
yes.
like, we have, like, a close-up of, on Aki's face. He's like, I guess I can use the sword if it comes down to it. And, like, we hear a brief rustling, and then immediately the camera, like, cuts, and it's, like, pulled back ever so slightly, and it's just... Aki and Himeno, like, face to face, and she's like, don't.
Yeah, she was, like, lounging on the floor. She sat straight the fuck up to get in his face. Yeah. And Denji's like, wait, if you can use a cool sword, you should probably use a cool sword to get us out of here. And Himeno's like, yeah, so I guess that would work, but if it comes down to that, Denji, can you just die, please?
Yeah.
And he's like, what the fuck?
I'm really excited to find out about how Aki got that sword, what the contract is, what
we know what the contract is.
Yeah,
we
we know that now. But, like, I feel like there must be further details to that contract.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll find out. Yeah. Probably.
Yeah.
At this moment, Arai is, like, going blanky mode and goes into the room that they had all the snacks in, and somebody ate all the snacks.
Oh no!
Who ate all the snacks?
Who did that?
Who could do this?
Oh no!
Power's just standing there with crumbs all over her face and her, like, cheeks chipmunked out. He's like, you ate all the snacks, and she's like, no, Denji did that.
Yeah.
He's like, why would you tell a lie?
She's not lying. Denji did that. Yeah.
It was
a plant. It was a plant. Those crumbs.
It was a setup.
It was a setup.
She was framed.
Yep.
Kobani crawls in and is like, it's all her fault, actually. It's her power keeping us stuck here, and we're all gonna die because of her. We should kill her so we can get out. And she's like, that's actually not true.
Yeah. Very, very good. Just another one of those things where, like, they artificially build, like, the frame of a manga panel by there's 2 almost identical shots of Power replying to something Kobani says that's, like, very no selling everything that's happening.
Yeah.
Like Arai and Kobani are at, like, a fucking 8 or a 9, and Power's down at, like, a 2.
Yeah.
And every time the camera cuts to her, it's, like, the exact same shot, and she just, like, interjects briefly, and the second time that it happens, like, Arai has put his arm up to be like, no, Kobani, please do not stab Power. This is not her fault. And Kobani's like, no, she's a spy. And then it cuts to Power, who is, like, now being, like, framed by the border of, like, Arai's arm, and she says, spicy.
In the manga, she just says, pie!
Yeah, spicy.
Spicy.
So everything just fucking dissolves from there. Among Us meeting part 2. Incidentally, they're all freaking the fuck out, and it makes the Eternity Devil get beefier. And he's like, okay, I'm going to crawl up this hallway at you really fast now. Time to run.
Oh, no.
Yep. And the running looks very weird here.
Yeah. It's weird, and then also, like, the hallway tilts. So it's...
Yeah.
It does remind me of, like, you know, when you're trying to get dough off of a, outside of a bowl. And it's just a little bit too sticky.
Yeah.
Against those little arms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's real sticky. He's crawling up the hall real fast.
Yep.
Either way, he's there, crawling up the walls.
Crawling up the walls.
I would like to crawl up walls, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, just for fun once in a while. Get a new perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try something different.
Try something different. It's like the same reason I wear high heels sometimes. Try something different.
Try something
perspective.
different. See the world as though you were tall.
It's overrated.
We can trade if you want.
I would be happy.
Give me some of your leg bones, tall girl.
I'm Tall Girl from the movie Tall Girl.
I do have a bone saw, like, right in the hall. Just come over. It'll be fine.
Anyway.
Yeah, just fucking graft, just do some bone grafting. Give me those fucking short stack proportions.
Making a pact with the devil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To
become tall.
subtract some of her digits.
Yeah.
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 So yeah, everything kicks up to another fucking level, and they are just like more or less like they are chilling in like everything goes sideways, and they are just like chilling in the doorway, chilling
Literally.
in the doorways of two different like hotel rooms, and Kobeni and Arai are on one side, and the rest of them are on the other. And Kobeni just says like, "Please make Denji dead, please unalive Denji." Aki's like, "Okay, I'm gonna use the sword," and Himena's like, "No, the fuck you're not, bitch boy," and fucking wraps him up with the ghost arm, which is very long.
It is very long. It wraps all the way around him.
It's like that long horse cryptid, just extending.
Oh, yeah, you know,
It's like the
as
long
someone
what?
who has seen the entirety of Ghost Devil, it does kind of look like Long Horse.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
It's that.
Yeah.
Here's another fun horse. Aki is tied up by a horse and can't do anything. So Arai takes this opportunity to like wiggle around through the little room situation, tackle Denji, so Kobeni can come in and get a fucking knife stab in. Aki fights with like all of his strength to move and block the knife and get fucking stabbed.
Oopsie.
Aki gets fucking stabbed.
Oopsie daisy.
Yeah.
That's a bad stab too. Like, it's near his armpit. There's like, I think it's near his armpit anyways.
Yeah, it's like right
Yeah.
like in his ribs, like midway down his ribcage.
It's on
the right side.
It's on the right side. So it's not as bad as it could be because there's a major artery on the left side.
Also your fucking heart.
Also your fucking heart. But it's in there. It's probably into his lung at this point.
Yeah, it's really far in there.
Didn't see, like, just from the amount of blood on her knife, it didn't seem like it hit off a rib either, so he's fine.
He's fine.
Yeah,
he struggles up and is like, Denji might fucking deserve to get stabbed a couple of times, but also I need to kill the fucking gun devil, and I need all the help that I can get, and I think Denji can help me kill the fucking gun devil.
Yeah.
And he says he's going to, so he's an ally of mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a great close shot of his face. His eyes are slightly different shades of blue, and I'm not sure if that's lighting. It's probably lighting.
It's the lighting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Throughout this episode, we see a lot of Himeno's face in reflections, and I think this kind of like is the final instance of that, where like we see Aki's blood pooling on the floor, and like as more of it pools, we see it like builds up, and we see Himeno's face reflected. And it is just like this is the first time we have seen her like shook in any capacity.
Yeah.
Like she is visibly very shaken. She is like, oh fuck, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? I just think it's a really cool thing. It looks neat.
It looks neat. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like she flashes back to her lineup of buddy gravestones, and like we see like the crows flying away from them, and she's like, no.
Having a little PTSD moment.
Having a severe PTSD moment. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
Denji is like, hey, Power, you have blood powers. Can you, like, make him not die.
That
and
was
she's
so
like,
smart of Denji.
Yeah, that was
job.
really, really
Denji
smart.
gets so fucking smart for like 20 seconds here.
Yeah. She's like,
Because
well, I can only really do my own blood super well, and other people's blood is really tough, but also I need a yummy treat, and I might have to find somebody else to feed me if Aki dies, so I guess I'll fix him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Denji has a second smart moment here in this 20-second span where he's like, so I think this guy's actually real. I'm going to have to go chainsaws on this guy because I think this guy's really scared of my chainsaws, which is why he wanted y'all to kill me before, instead of just like him killing me himself. So I'm going to just fucking try and just do this shit on concrete. And then he looks at him and was like, if I get out of this alive, I still want that kiss. And then it turns out Aki and he's like, why'd you have to go and fucking save me? I didn't ask for that. Fuck you. I don't like owing people shit. If when you get out of here, we're even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he does that shit on concrete.
He does that shit on concrete, and I am frustrated with how this episode ends.
Yep.
Because they've done a really, really good adapting like 90 to 95% of every panel that I've... Honestly, no, this is the one like major... They did not adapt this panel great. Wait, like, this is one of my favorite panels in the manga of Denji like jumping into the Eternity Devil's mouth.
Yeah.
It is like it's this huge fucking like...
It's like 3/4 of the page.
Yeah, it is like just this moment of silence, like of just like it just begets a pause that is just like this. I hate it when the music kicked in here. I got really mad about that.
Yeah.
I just wanted like that moment of silence, or just like Denji like plunging into the fucking maw of hell and just like.
Yeah,
like
it's a really cool panel. I'm gonna do my best to not get bent out of shape out of anything else, but like on this level. But this is one of my favorite panels in the entire fucking manga.
Yeah, we talked about this last night because you mentioned it to me. But like my thing with it is that like the way that it is in the anime is specifically designed to parallel the power moment when like in episode 2 when she jumps off the building and kills the cucumber devil, because it's the same type of shot on their face and the same type of expression. In the panel in the manga, Denji looks like scared.
Yeah.
And like apprehensive.
That
like,
would have been so much better.
He looks very like fragile in that moment. Like he's just having a little boy moment. Like he's jumping into a gigantic fucking devil's mouth because he has literally no other choice in the matter, and he doesn't know if what he's going to do is going to work. And it's really scary.
I really want next episode to open up with just like the sound of rushing air and a little bit of that fear then, just based on what you're saying about the panels.
Yeah, well that's what the episode should have ended on.
Yeah.
But then we get our ending.
It is still good. Like, I love that they're going with the optical illusion still. I found this, like, in terms of song, it grew on me, but the first time I heard it, it was like, it seemed like a weaker ending compared to the last couple. Like, just because, like, we've had just complete bangers for 3-4 episodes in a row, and then this one is like, it's still good. It's still very, very good, but it's not giving me the same kind of hype.
I liked it. I called all of my boo-boo bears to bully him. When he said that yesterday, I was like, oh, all right. Controversial take. I thought it was good. But yeah, this one also has, like, actual... It's not entirely one-to-one, some of them aren't, but it has, like, manga panels that, like, are in little picture frames that drop into at Forever Stairs, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
Except for the last part, which is, you know, a shot of Denji falling, and they couldn't just go and get that manga panel. They were like, no, we're gonna use the one that we just did.
Yeah. It's fun. It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, I'm not mad.
It's fine and normal. So those were 2 episodes.
Chainsaws.
So we have questions. For last week's episode, beloved of the show, Emil asks, this applies to next week's episode too, but what do the besties think about the behavioral disparity between the normal TM members of the squad versus Denji in power? Bonus points, I want a discussion about the coping mechanisms or lack thereof the members have, especially Himeno.
Oh my god. Like, I feel like if you're going into devil hunting, they should be psychologically prepared beforehand. That should be part of training.
Yeah, one would assume that's probably part of the 6 months of training before you go out in the field.
Mm-hmm. Like, watch a whole bunch of horror movies. Just get desensitized.
Oh, okay, so that's a requirement for the job?
You're gonna see some fucked up shit.
That's
you gotta start somewhere. You
gotta watch like all of Eli Roth's movies. You gotta watch okay, list of fucked up movies that I can conjure to mind.
Okay.
Hostel 2, Hostel 3, a Serbian film, 120 Days of Sodom.
John Carpenter's The Thing. Absolutely.
You should probably watch The Thing if you're going to go into devil hunting. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It would prevent you from having quite so many Among Us meetings on the job.
Yeah.
So I think that was not something that was in their curriculum when they were training.
Shameful. But yeah, like they do need to get like desensitized, and the fact that they aren't, Arai seems, like he's a little bit more even kill. Like, I think he's handling it relatively well. I don't think this is a fear that particularly hits hard for him, the same way it is for Kobemi.
Yeah.
Kobaby?
Kobaby.
It's not hitting him as hard as it is hitting her because of her own past. I do think because there were bodies of other devil hunters found, I think, someone should have been trying to diagnose, okay, what is probably this devil? What is its element? What are some potential issues that could come up, knowing these people's history, this team's history,
Well, they specifically are going in because they're doing most of the gun devil stuff.
That's
true. Everybody has access to look for that stuff, but that's kind of Aki's whole thing. And Makima's like, yeah, for this purpose, your group is going in here because gun devil stuff is reacting. So that's why they went in there.
Yeah. Still,
but yeah, again, I still want to know how they found the other devil hunters' bodies.
Right?
Period.
Right? You don't escape eternity. You don't do that.
Yeah.
Unless, eternity did that on purpose.
Yeah, it might have also been another type of bait. Because the little guy was bait.
Yeah. Yeah, probably a different type of bait. So that's probably not going to give them much clues in terms of, prep. I really hope they have a robust therapy program.
They do not.
I think you get counseling.
Oh,
if nothing else, you get, sick days. So there's that.
Paid days off.
Yeah. I'm going to disagree with you because I don't think that Arai is, unaffected.
It's not unaffected, but... in comparison.
It's not that he's less affected than Kobeni, he just is affected in a different way. Arai seems like he really tries super hard to power through stuff, because, Aki's whole thing is that, okay, shit's going completely wrong, I'm gonna work really hard and not take a break, and I'm gonna see if I can figure something out. And Arai was like, yeah, I'm also gonna do that. And he can't keep it up for that long. He just goes and has a panic attack and goes blanky mode. Kobeni is just 0 to 100 immediately, and that goes from 100 to 1,000 immediately.
She doesn't have any self-soothing tools,
immediately. Coping mechanisms or lack thereof. She has no coping mechanism.
Nothing.
Yeah. She is just raw dogging life at all fucking times.
Her coping mechanism is to it's like on those old fucking pinball machines where the score would get to 999,999 and then there wouldn't be enough digit counters to flip over to 1,000,000, so it would just go back to a bunch of zeros. That is Jimenez's coping mechanism. Just get so overloaded with stress that it resets.
Yeah.
Did I say Jimeno?
You said Jimeno.
God damn it!
We'll get to her. What it is with this is that, this is partly due to Denji and Power not really having as much experience with going out on missions and stuff, but, they're not taking it super seriously. Like, they're not treating it like it could be a life or death situation. Like, Aki and Himeno are a little more confident, but that's because they've been doing this for a while. But I think it's reasonable for, like, Arai, and I don't think it's necessarily reasonable for Kobani to be as apeshit bananas off the walls as she is all the time. But, like, having some apprehension and fear going into a mission like this when you're new makes sense.
Yeah. Like, Aki as team leader, really, like, he could have done a little bit more to, like, stabilize his team, I think.
Well, the one who's doing the stabilizing and soothing of the team is actually the senior member of the team, which would be Himeno, who is walking around doing completely ineffective soothing techniques for Kobani constantly, and also knocking her out.
Yeah.
So Himeno's thing is really interesting because she seems like she has it together all of the time, except like, oh, you need a port in the storm, I have substance abuse problems. She does not have it together whatsoever, because the second, like, Aki goes down, she just completely fucking loses her entire shit.
What no cigarettes does to an MF.
Like, she is entirely reliant on him for, like, what he's doing, and it's like, you've been in this for a lot longer, and you've just latched on to, like, the nearest person.
You can't latch on to people like that.
You can't get attached in a job like this. I've lost 6 partners.
Like, I understand it's hard not to get attached, but also, like, you gotta desensitize, you gotta go through conditioning. Like, you gotta do something.
Well, she does have that substance abuse problem. Aki also has the substance abuse problem, which, you know, seems to be what fairly consistently keeps him grounded while he's working his ass off and not taking any fucking breaks.
Yeah. Like, he's been chain smoking. He has no cigarettes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Power and Denji are just kind of there.
Like, Power and
It's also like, it's reiterated again that, like, they are expendable.
Yeah.
On account of, you know, Power being a fiend, and we just kind of kill those if they do whatever, and the same thing applies to Denji.
Yeah.
So
I feel like Denji, at least during the start, doesn't really have a sense of scale either in terms of what it could mean.
Yeah.
Like, he can't comprehend eternity. What does that mean?
Yeah, that's really true. It doesn't have any sort of, like, effect on him.
Mm-hmm. That's why he's
just chilling.
He is just chilling.
He's just chilling, you know. Whatever. They'll get out of it or they don't. Which is also true. Like, that's a way to approach that and deal with, like, the emotions. Like, you either do or you don't. Like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah. You gotta do something.
You gotta do something.
You can't just lay on the floor and slobber all over yourself and try to drink toilet water.
Yeah.
You gotta try to do something.
Yeah, you gotta try to do something.
That isn't drink toilet water.
Yeah. Or you don't. You take a nap, you don't use don't use physical resources, like, you get your energy up, you're good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Emil asks, do you think they could have made Kobani more pathetic and miserable, or do you think her VA did a good enough job making her the saddest blorbo in the world?
Kobani is like if somebody took one of the girls out of Nichijou and put her in a serious high-stakes situation.
Yeah.
Because this is literally the episode of Nichijou where they're trapped in the elevator and, like, they're like, we're gonna die here, and then it becomes like a comedy bit, like, we're gonna fucking die here. She has the same delivery. I think her voice actress does a really, really good job of making her wet and pathetic.
Shout out Takahashi Karin, also the voice of Suika from Dr. Stone, and nothing else that I recognize.
I see.
Like, I think in terms of wet and patheticness, like, there could have been a little bit more snot there.
I guess.
Like,
sorry,
she could have been more wet.
She could have been more wet.
I'm just looking at Takahashi Karin's Wikipedia page, and just, like, you know, looking at her filmography, just seeing, like, okay, yeah, no, voice in, like, Idol Mastel, Cinderella Girl,
Idol
voice
Mastel.
in, you know, yeah.
Well,
voice in my, and then like I scroll up and I see the bottom thing of her biography, which is just new paragraph break, one sentence paragraph. In 2022, Takahashi tested positive for COVID-19.
I see. Oh. Get well soon, COVID.
Yeah.
Get well soon. Listen. Of course, it is said that she contracted the novel coronavirus. It is just very funny to have that be a single line on someone's Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think voice acting wise, very well done. Animation wise, very well done. Very wet, very pathetic, all around.
Yes. Yeah.
Again, I do think like, if someone is sobbing to that level, there's going to be a little bit more snot, and
she does visually have snot.
She does visually have.
She is just
snot.
Streaming out of every orifice in her face. Power thinks it's extremely funny.
Yeah, she's just so drippy.
She's just so wet and drippy.
Is that why she went in the toilet? Because she's just wet?
I can't with it. I don't understand it. This has been with me for years now, and I'm just like, there is a bathtub, probably. There's a sink in there.
Maybe, is she thinking like, if she gets through the pipes?
Comedy's in your walls, everybody watch out.
Is it like a Finding Nemo sort of situation?
Oh my god. The octopus escaping through the sink. Yeah, no, I think 10 out of 10 on wet and pathetic scale for me. Yeah. Well, 9.5, she could have been more wet.
Yeah, and I'm giving it a 9. I'm giving it a 9.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good, solid 9, wet and pathetic.
Okay, great. That is all we got. Yeah, this was Gay Friends Chainsaw Dog Sanctuary Podcast. Willow?
At Willowthorn on Twitter with L's replaced with 1s.
You can find me on Twitter at Royal Batty. You can find the show at Gay Chainsaw. It only has 11 followers, and I know more people listen, so you can go ahead and slip in there, and you can send us some questions.
Please send us some questions.
And you can find my webpage on www.crouton.net. At Sunhatcheny on Twitter, SUNHATZHENYA. I post there like once a week, if that, these days.
Yeah. Definitely follow her if you have ulterior motives and are going to stalk her for 3 days.
Can we? Okay, I know I said that I'm flagging, but can we talk about? Can we briefly talk about this?
I was looking at the show Twitter, and I was like, oh, this person likes some tweets, but like, you know, they seem to be of a sexual nature, so it's probably a bot that just found us through key phrases somehow.
I really appreciate you seeing them being of a sexual nature and immediately assuming this is probably a bot and not this is probably something that this is probably something Sarah follows on some other account of hers.
Do you?
No.
Okay. And then, like, I also noticed that I assume one of her pay pigs also liked the same thing. And I was like, okay, so maybe this is a real person. So I'm gonna go, like, let me look. Let me see if this is, like, somebody's friend, and I'm just, like, making weird assumptions. And I'm scrolling through, and she's following a lot of people. She does not have very many followers. All of her likes and retweets are of Sarah's podcasts or Sarah's tweets. I'm assuming as far back as Twitter would let you scroll. And then there's like a couple of tweets about like chastity cages way at the bottom.
This is deeply fascinating.
I was like, what is going on? Like, what did you do?
Everyone's gotta have a hobby, I guess.
Specifically, Sarah Tigers, the ultimate goal of weird Twitter fandoms.
Yeah. Listen, every hole is a goal, and I'm the fucking. I'm the 18th, baby.
Listen, if you're trying, she doesn't have that kind of money. She can't do it.
No,
look
I don't.
Somewhere else. We don't have that kind of money either. Don't come here.
Yeah, don't come.
You're free to support the show though, but we don't have the money to support you in that way. But thank you for your attention, I guess.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. Thanks, and good luck out there.
Good luck out there. Happy caging. Anyway, thanks also to Matt GameCube for hosting us on Noisepace.xyz.
Yeah.
Thanks to Carson for our cover art. And that's going to be it for this week. This week, Power is winning the Nobel Prize in racquetball at the 2019 Pan American Games qualification. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.